Since on City TV, my name is Apioko, and we're here at the unveiling of a very, very, very special piece of art to welcome the legendary Dave Chappelle to Ghana. So we're here at the Thea Cafe, Coffee Cafe, lots of beautiful people, wonderful ambience, lots of fun here, lots of good cheer. And I have here Cassandra. Yes, hi Cassandra.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, and you?
Thank you, I'm doing very well.
So how long have you been in Ghana?
Next month will be 5 years.
What's the experience been like?
It's been great. I don't plan on moving back. I moved here from the U.S. and this is it for me.
Which part of the U.S. are you from?
From North Carolina.
So you spent your whole life there?
I kind of lived in the southeast all over. Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, but mostly in North Carolina.
So what influenced your decision to move to Ghana?
I could call it a spiritual awakening. I guess that's the best way to say it. I knew I wanted to leave the U.S. a while back, and I knew a couple of people moving here, and I just decided I'm moving, and this is where I'm coming. It kind of hit me like, this is where you're going, and I dropped everything and moved. I had never been to Ghana before, and I just came.
Well, they say after you've made it past the second year, then it's a done deal.
Yes, that's right here.
So what do you do in Ghana?
So my regular 9 to 5 is I'm the administrative director for the Foundation of Orthopedics and Complex Spine. I work for the U.S. Foundation that supports Focus Orthopedic Hospital here in Ghana. And I also, on the side, do consulting, project management, and things like that. So
sounds like you've been busy.
Very. Very.
So for our brothers and sisters who are watching us in the diaspora, who haven't come home yet, who haven't found it in their hearts, who haven't had that connection and that prompting to come home yet, what would you like to say to them?
I would say just try to get here. Try to experience this place, because once you come here, it's a whole different experience, a different world, and it just kind of opens up your eyes to a whole lot more than what we've been taught growing up. So I would say just come if you can.
So lastly, this event that's being hosted by Akwaaba 360, is this the first one you've attended?
It is, actually. This is the very first one.
And your thoughts?
I am enjoying this. I love the atmosphere, the networking. It's great. It's very good.
And what do you think about Dave Chappelle's move?
Oh, I'm excited. I'd love to hear that all these Black Americans are moving to Ghana, because I was one of them. So, I'm ready for everybody to start moving here and helping this country and this side of the world develop more.
Do you think that Dave Chappelle's move and other A-listers like him, if they came back home, it would encourage more and more people to come?
I absolutely think so. Yeah, I really do.
Thank you so much, Cassandra.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
See you. Okay, so that was Cassandra. You heard her, a woman of many, many, many colors. She's been in Ghana for 5 years, and she's still here, so she's legit Ghanaian now. We'll be talking to some other wonderful people here. We'll be right back. I'm about to speak to Dwayne Sadiq. He's the brother of Raphael Sadiq, Grammy nominee. So I'm just going to walk over to him. Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
It's beautiful.
How do you find tonight's event?
First of all, I'm impressed. Like, we are some of the most gifted artists in the world, man. I'm like, what is this? The unveiling of this man's piece. That shows a lot, man. It shows that we are really supporting our people, and we really need to show a lot more things like this. Just showing up to support what we've been through, because you never can tell. Dave, he's been around doing this thing for so long, and he still has the same energy. And I'm sure he goes through a lot of stuff. So to show his people acknowledging and supporting, not from a groupie angle, but from, hey man, you're upholding us in another level. So yeah, I'm honored to be to unveil it, to be the person to show it. Wow, grateful. Thank you.
Okay, so Dwayne, do you live in Ghana yourself?
I don't, but I've been coming here so much, I may as well say I live here. I come here twice a year. I've been coming here since 2018, and I'm going to be definitely, migrating back this way. Yeah.
So when you come, do you come for business or it's more for the culture?
Oh, for the culture, 100, and the passion. Now the business, it just happens to be all in one, because my business is culture and music and entertainment. So I'm in the right place, right? Mm-hmm.
So what exactly do you do? I know Raphael Sadiq is your brother, so you're in the music business too?
Oh yeah, I run Tony, and I have a number of other things, just producing. But I'm here right now. I have a movie called Timeless that I produced, that was shot in Ghana in the Virgin Islands, about human trafficking, and I scored it. So that's what I'm here.
And you're a Grammy nominee. Your group is a Grammy nominee.
Yeah, we won a Grammy for working with Alicia for the Diary album. And that was an honor, but we've been doing this for 33 years.
Okay, so what nuggets of wisdom do you have for artists in this part of the world, so Ghana, on the continent, who are looking to, winning Grammys is a big conversation in Africa, but just producing great music?
Outside of Tony, out of every artist I've had the opportunity to produce, sign, mentor, whatever, I've always said that follow your passion, but know that if you want to be in this industry, really nurture your craft, meaning go live or go home. You know what I mean? The social media thing is it's a hot thing, all the followers and all that, but it can be an illusion. You got to get out, you got to meet. Like he was just saying social bingo, whatever. I've never heard of that before, but I get it. And you're right, you never know who you're amongst. So bottom line, no one can take that away from you live, It could be 2 people, 200, 20, 2,000, doesn't matter. You're the money, you're the currency. That's what I have to tell artists. Get out there and do it and enjoy it, because it's your passion, supposedly.
Do you plan on working with any Ghanaian artists at any point?
I'm already doing that for this for the movie that we scored. Tony scored the soundtrack to the movie Timeless, and we have a few artists from here. Chayusa, I don't know if she's here. Young lady, 17 years old. She's not on that project, but she's going to be projects that we're working with. She doesn't know that, but that's how it works. They also have a Yapono on this project, and he's a Ghanaian artist. It's dope. We have an artist who's from Lagos. He's not Ghanaian, but we're Africans. That's what it is. Yes, the Seun Kuti, Fela Kuti's son. I did some work with him that's on the score of this movie. So I'm excited because I know this is the future. Yes.
Final question: what was it like working with Alicia and finally winning that award?
That's one of the artists that's shown me. If it's not passionate about it, and doesn't mean she's so passionate, she'll perform anywhere, and it's that and other. And I'm probably even at the level she is now. Those type of artists do it for the love, the money. They know we're the currency. This melanin, we're the currency of the world. Yeah.
Dwayne, thank you, and I hope to see you move back to Ghana and we do a ceremony like this.
Definitely see me moving back to Ghana.
Hi. How are you doing?
I am very good. Very good. Loving Ghana. Yes. I'm good.
How are you feeling?
I'm actually really good. It's been a great day today, eating great foods, rehearsal, preparing best, just working hard. Feeling good about it.
How do you find the event? Are you impressed with the organization?
No, I'm a member of Tony. I'm the third Tony. And just enjoying ourselves and putting this thing together and coming and be a part of the people, you know? So yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, being in Ghana, how does it feel? Is it everything you ever imagined before you came here?
Oh, it's everything I imagined and more. I love the people, the energy, the food. These are my people, you know, being that we come from America as black African Americans, as they would say, but really we're black Africans that have been, you know, put in America. But at the same time, it's like once we got a chance to come out here and be around our people, we knew that, you know, this was our place. This was a place that we could call home. And we've been accepted for that, so I appreciate that. I appreciate that blessing from the ancestors to be able to come and be a part of touching the African soil, because a lot of us won't ever touch over here.
When was the first time you came to the continent and then subsequently to Ghana?
2018, we first started coming to Ghana, and it was during the year of return. So we stayed here from the ending of 2018 into 2019. We brought the new year in Ghana. So during the year of return, we were here.
Do you feel that this is the time that the diaspora should be coming home?
Yes. Everybody over there should be coming over here, like somehow, some way. And if it starts with us bridging the gap and bringing the music and bringing the culture and infusing the vibes, then yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
What makes you feel that this is the time and not earlier or later?
I feel like everything is spiritually correct. It's a timing. Everything has a timing. You know, the COVID, everything. Some things look bad, but in reality, spiritually, they're beautiful because they're put in position for us to do certain things and spark the mind and start thinking a certain way. So yeah, I think that the time that we came was just on time.
So when are you moving to Ghana finally, if at all?
I'm working on it within these 10 years. Like me and Dwayne and our group said, we're going to be back and forth. We'll be coming like twice a year, every year, until we're officially over here.
It's great to have you. Great to have you. The superstar in our midst. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Yes, and this is City TV. Right.
You're still watching Diplomatic License right here on City TV, and it's a very special episode. We're welcoming the legendary Dave Chappelle to Ghana through the amazing organization Akwaaba 360. So we're here tonight, and we're about to speak to Keidra. Keidra is a young artist. We will be seeing a lot of her on City TV at some point. Hi, Keidra.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Now, your voice is silk. Let's talk about music and what you want to do with it in Ghana.
So basically, I'm from Oakland, California. This is my first time here in Ghana. I sing R&B, soul with a twist of soul, and pop, and hip hop. So, what I want to do here is pretty much reconnect with my roots, because I feel like a lot of that, what I'm doing in my music, comes from home, comes from within. So I just want, everybody to feel me. This is a passion of mine. So I want everybody to connect with me like I'm trying to connect with them.
So at what point did you realize that your music was from a deep place and not just from your heart and your soul, but from the motherland? At what point did you realize that?
See, I think I'm just now getting that confirmation since I just stepped on the soil. But I've always known that, I was destined for something this deep, this rich, because of the way that I write. My music have meaning to it, so I knew it came from somewhere, like here.
Apart from music, what are some of the things that you've discovered here that you fall in love with? It could be food, it could be fashion. What are some of the things you've fallen in love with since you've been here?
So the fashion really, so now I'm able to really get into the fashion, because I've been doing this at home. I've been doing this. This has always been inside of me. So you look nice. So something like this, yeah, that's my style. So I'm really, really in love with the fashion. I'm a foodie. We've been on the road. We've been on the go. So I haven't had time to stop and sit and eat some really, really good food, but I would say the jollof rice and the grilled fish, yes, it's the bomb diggity.
We love it. Keidra, I know you're going to go places, and we want to see what you can do in Ghana and Africa and the kinds of collaborations that are going to come out of that as well.
Yes, definitely. I would love to collab with, and I am going to collab with her. I just met this Ghanaian sensation. She's only 17 years old, and her name is Chayuta. Oh my gosh, she goes so crazy. So we're going to collaborate.
Sounds brilliant. Safe trip back home, and we hope to see you soon.
Yes, definitely. Really, really soon.
Can you sing one line before you go? Just one line. Sing one line.
Okay. So this song is called Body, one of my singles that I'm pushing. And it goes, I hope I don't get thrown off because of the drums, but I don't care if you pull it up stunting with the ice all in your grill. I just want your body, your body, your body.
Thank you, Keidra. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm moving on. I'm going to speak to one of the organizers at Akwaaba 360. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. At the same.
What's your name?
Midini Voltaire.
That's a beautiful name.
Yes, thank you.
And I like your dreads.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
How long have you been in Ghana?
I feel me anew.
I see. So what's your connection?
With
to the States, the diaspora? I mean, apart from the fact that we all have the same blood running through our veins. How did you get into this with Akwaaba 360? How did all this?
So one of the things that I saw is my background is in behavioral science, and I'm a consultant, and I moved here 2 years ago, and one of the things that I saw as an opportunity of improvement is when people from non-African heritage come to Ghana, they come into a community. But oftentimes people of African heritage, when they return, be it Nigerian, Ghanaian, African American, Jamaican, they come as individuals. And so what we want to do is be able to create an ecosystem and a community of trust that creates soft landings where they can tap into a community that applies resources to what they want to do when they return.
I mean, that's brilliant. And of course, I imagine it makes the assimilation easier, right?
Yeah, assimilation. And that even goes for the third generation Ghanaian that's coming down from London. They need the same type of soft landing that they may have never been here as well. And so I think that it's very important that we create this ecosystem so that people that are returning are not just looked at as Dala. It's important to make sure that we provide them what they need, because if we don't and they hit the ground and they get chopped, then they go back to social media and then they say, when I tried to come to Africa, this is what happened to me. So it's really up to the private sector to shape that narrative.
So basically what you're doing is branding Ghana, branding Africa for people who are moving home.
What was that?
You're basically actually branding Ghana and Africa for people who are coming home.
Absolutely. And this is also a way to attract foreign investment. So as you can see with our artist Kuma, who does the illustrious pieces out of African fabric, one of the things that we use it is to actually attract people from around the world to come and pick up their gifts and pick up their piece. And then what that does is it brings more attention, more fanfare. And we look to not only just do celebrities, but also people from the financial sector as well.
That's brilliant. Now, we've heard stories of how in Nigeria, for example, the Nigerian diaspora have gone home, they've invested in the movie industry, and what we see as Nollywood today is what it is. How is Akwaaba 360 sort of creating, you mentioned an ecosystem, but through that ecosystem, how are you creating the opportunity so that the people who are coming back home are doing proper business and, investment that works for us all?
So I think the fundamental principle of business is trust. And so one of the things is trust is actually a business model. Integrity is actually a business model. If you can do what you say you're going to do, you can make quite a bit of money on the continent. And so for us, what we want to do is create a trust ecosystem. If somebody we introduce or partners, we try to create a system where we vet that connection and make sure that nobody's chopping each other. And then if you do, you're just out the group and you can't come back. It's that simple.
I mean, very straightforward.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the arts. And I mean, this, of course, Dave Chappelle, that's what we're seeing tonight. But I see others around, and it's a Ghanaian artist.
Yes, the artist, his name is Kuma, and he is a student in Kumasi. And so we represent him, and our job is to be able to showcase not only his African art to Ghana, but also project it to an international audience that wants it. I think a lot of times there's extraordinary pieces and extraordinary things in Ghana, and locally it's not seen as much. But on the outside, when people from the outside see it, they're like, oh, this is extraordinary. And so what we want to do is capture that great talent, showcase it, but also control the narrative from an African descent point of view.
So are you working with any other artists or creatives or talents in Ghana that, apart from Kuma, who you're also trying to project in this way?
Absolutely. We're looking to attract any artist that wants to be able to showcase their art internationally, and that we bring them to events like this where we focus on art, business, and culture. So I think that we want to be able to bolster our Rolodex of extraordinary African artists.
That's wonderful. Brilliant. Great work. And I look forward to seeing all the things that Akwaaba 360 is going to do in Ghana and beyond.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I've been speaking to one of the organizers of this wonderful event that's officially unveiling a special art piece for Dave Chappelle in his honor, and of course welcoming him to Ghana, because he has moved, believe it or not. The Dave Chappelle has moved to Ghana. We'll be right back. You're still watching Diplomatic License right here on CCTV. My name is Apioko, and it's time to speak to Ghana's Minister for Diaspora Affairs. Yes, very important. Hello, sir.
Thank you. It's so interesting to note that people start calling it minister, when it's just a directorate of the office of the president. But thank you for giving us this opportunity to say one or two things about the Diaspora Affairs Office of the President. I guess it's quite apparent that by now everybody should know about the diaspora because of the year of return and so many other activities and all the things that has been happening.
And beyond the return.
And beyond the return, yes. I think perhaps it would be fair to say that we were noted very well for the homecoming event that we organized 2017, 2019, and for the full force, the full circle programs that we championed, and then suddenly the year of return and everything. But most importantly, I think Ghanaians should know that we are there for the diaspora community to relate to us, to enable us to work together, to remove the roadblocks that sit between them and whatever they want to do, the organizations they want to talk to, the individual activities that they have come to Ghana to pursue, which very often is fraught with so many difficulties, is what we are there to work with to make sure that they can make progress on these things.
So I know a lot of Ghanaians may be wondering, people are moving back from the diaspora, why should we care? Now, apart from your directorate, we also have the Diaspora Africa Forum, which has a full-fledged ambassador. We know that the forum is working at creating the diaspora as the 6th region of Africa. But a lot of Ghanaians are wondering, why should we care? Now, we can't be our problem. Why should we care? So why should Ghanaians care?
I think Ghanaians should take note, and very often they need to be aware of the fact that there is a complementary thing that we expect from our diaspora. We have something here at home, and the people that we also have outside of Ghana who are Ghanaians or who have Ghana at heart have also got something that they can come and team up with us here to do, help us in our development efforts. Let's give an example of what the diaspora has been able to come to Ghana to do. And you would go through a list of all the things like what Ashesi University has done, like what Focus has done, like so many other projects that the people from the diaspora have come home to establish, and it's ongoing, and it's really part and parcel of every day that we do in Ghana here. So why not make sure that we have the necessary office and organizations in place to make sure that we can tap that rich resource, rich talent, rich network that they have in the diaspora to bring it back home here. You wouldn't perhaps know immediately that it was through the full circle coming to Ghana, with the diaspora affairs working with them, that now we have Twitter coming to Ghana. And these are the things that we expect that we should be getting from our diaspora community, the network of friends, the network of businesses that they can bring back home here to enable people to get the opportunity to also work with them, the employment opportunities that it creates, the revenue that it brings us as a nation. There are so many things. Already, the diaspora community contributes so much, $3.5 billion, dollars, and basically, what do we do to get that kind of reward?
This is a year, $3.5 billion a year.
Exactly, and that is basically something that we get for not doing much about it. So now there is the need for a conscious effort by government, by Ghanaians, to make sure that we can cultivate, we can harness, we can get that rewards that we can also get from our diaspora community. And so therefore the need to have an organization in place, the need to put programs together like the Year of Return, like the Beyond the Return, and other initiatives like all the investment forums that we've been doing, to make sure that people are aware that we are seriously looking for opportunities to have that connection with our diaspora community to reap as much as possible. I want to take this opportunity to say how we are working together with, for instance, the Ghana Dangbe Group to make sure that this year homecoming that is being organized by the Ghana Dangbe Group would be helpful to not just the Ghana Dangbe Group but to Ghana as a whole, because whatever they are planning to do is not just going to involve the Ghana Dangbe people, but anybody living within the perimeter, within the area occupied by the Ghana Dangbe Group is seriously encouraged to participate in that event, which is scheduled for this August coming up, and that will be a Homo big one to look out to. So instead of the normal homecoming and thing that we do, we are partnering with the Ghana Dangbe Group to make sure that this year's homecoming by the Ghana Dangbe Group is going to be one to look out for. And then fast forward to the future, we are also going to be working with the Asante Mai Council to make sure that we have a big one for the Asantes and the other things that they are going to be looking forward to be doing on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the Asante. And then other groups as well, all in Ghana. We are going to be working with all the various, traditions and the various communities to make sure.
So if I understand you properly, just to make sure that our viewers understand exactly what we're describing, we're taking those indigenous things that we know best, our festivals, our cultural practices, and we are packaging them so that the diaspora can come and experience.
Better than I did. Because certainly that was something that we did which wasn't too obvious to a lot of people during the last independence anniversary that we took to the north. There was for once a march passed by the diaspora community. So that was during the Year of Return. So it was repackaged in the sense that we wanted it to look and feel that it was also part of the Year of Return.
These are wonderful initiatives, and I'm very happy to hear that we are also looking at some of our festivals and the things that we know traditionally to be Ghanaian, culturally to be Ghanaian, and we're taking this opportunity to draw eyes to them. But one may say that, from the governance level, from the perspective of the directorates, from the community level, things are being done. But when it comes to Ghanaian individuals, there's still a lot of disconnection as to what's happening with the diaspora, and people just don't know how to plug in. So unless you belong to a certain social circle or you move with a certain kind of people, you may not even know that all this is happening. How are we going to correct?
I think you are very right in your observation. It is for this reason that we really see the need for the country to have a whole policy on the diaspora engagement, which is something that has been in the offing for quite a long time now. Started by the previous government, continued by us. We are looking to see how Ghana can give birth to the diaspora engagement policy. Next week, we will be going into retreat to work on the policy finally, to make sure that we can present something to Cabinet that would eventually give us the opportunity to have a diaspora engagement policy. This policy, once it is in operation, will enable various organizations, the private sector, and all interested parties, stakeholders, to know how they have to conduct themselves, the various action plans that they have to undertake, to enable us to have a concrete and a concerted and a coordinated effort in mobilizing and harnessing the potential from the diaspora. So it will clearly spell out how, for instance, the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Finance, the ministries that are associated with, in any way, with the diaspora, to organize the things that they have to do. The private sector, the Panafest, all the various organizations that deal with the diaspora would clearly have a role to play in all this. And of course, the media, like yourself, would also have a role to play to make sure that we have a coordinated, programs that takes us to where we want to be.
So my final question for you is twofold. The first side is, how do we encourage, again, back to the individuals, to also do their bit by going out? We should go out and look for the diaspora representation here, do business with them, tap into the culture, and then make for a smoother transition and assimilation. That's the first side. Secondly, Ghanaians who travel abroad and don't want to come back, how do we convince them to do that? And how do we? Yes. And how indeed do we even ensure that when people go out to study, go for a 2-year contract for a job or 5-year contract for a job, at the end of the day, they always have it that at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the journey, I must come back home.
Okay, I think first with just what you've ended on, for the need to make sure that we can bring them back. I think it's becoming obvious through various research and so many other things that for those who go for second degrees, very often by the time they are going for second degrees outside, they have networks here, they have commitments, either family or some one or two things that can really keep them tied to the country, and therefore when they go, they are most likely to come back. It is the young ones who go very early, who can go and get lost in the system out there, that we need to be mindful of. It is for that reason that we have a youth program that is targeting the very young people who can go out there and they have the need to relate to us even whilst they are there. So therefore, we are making sure that our national service programs are available to them, our internship programs are available to them, and that even as they are pursuing various things, they have an eye as to what is also happening here, and they can relate to us. Now we are also going to be working with the Ministry of Sports on some initiatives that is also going to make sure that we keep focused on the youth who are the victims of what you've just portrayed, to make sure that they come home. Now, regarding the first part of what you asked for.
So I asked, how do we get individuals to also take responsibility and tap into the diaspora community?
I think by a series of the programs that we put out, like the investment that was championed by GIPC. Other organizations are all going to be coming out with various things, and these are all targeted at the individuals to let them know, one, government programs to the diaspora for the diaspora to know who they should be looking for in terms of partnership in Ghana, so that they can undertake all the things that they want to do. I've always said this, that it is always going to be a collaboration. The need and the complementary things that we can do, they need to recognize that there are certain things. If you are coming from the diaspora, seriously, you don't know the terrain. You need a business partner here. You need to have people. But then there's the issue of trust very often, which has bothered the diaspora community very often, not even with their own family, not with their own friends. And we need to work on that to make sure that, there's that harmonious relationship that could exist between the people in the diaspora and people from here. But of course, the more we give the exposure, the more there's that, exposure to the people here as to what prevails out there and how they can relate and how they should do that relationship, the better it's for every one of us,
Thank you so much. Thank you. And well done on all the initiatives. We hope to see them put into action and yield the results that you are dreaming of.
We should have been far ahead in terms of where we want to be. But then we are not going to be sitting down and just brood over, what we could have done. We need to move forward. And therefore, there's going to be that renewed effort from now onwards in terms of engagement, in terms of programs. Panafest is going to be one big, thing that we are going to be doing, of course, on the low-key side because of COVID. The restrictions and the protocols that you have to respect surely limits what you can do. But even within that limitation, we are going to make sure that we pursue vigorously the agenda and the programs to make sure that we gel with the diaspora to bring the needed cooperation back up.
And we'll be following up with you to see what the progress is like and how we can also put the word out there. As long as the action is happening, we'll make sure that we let people know about it. So please keep your doors.
Always been a partner to all this, and I'm glad that you give us this opportunity to even mention and talk about the things that we want to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So you're still watching Diplomatic License on City TV. I've been speaking to a very esteemed gentleman. He heads the Diaspora Affairs Directorate at the Office of the President. And he's spoken about so many things. We've heard about the year of return. We've heard about Beyond the Return. He's told us what the plan is for Beyond the Return and beyond the return. And we hope to see that all those things come into play and we see a beautiful connection of the diaspora and Ghanaians in Ghana. We'll be right back. My name is Apioko. You're still watching Diplomatic License right here on City TV. My name is Apioko, and I'm about to have a conversation with JR, the Minister of Information, all the way from Oakland in the USA. Hi.
How you doing? It's an honor to be here.
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great. We love in Ghana. We love in Accra, and we learning a lot.
So tell me, what brought you to Ghana?
Well, right now, I'm the road manager for Tony's tour, Timeless Tour, as well as Keidra, who is another...
Wait, hang on. So you're a big wig. Yeah, you're a big deal.
A little dude in the big, but so I'm the road manager today, but I also we have our own journalism outfit, blacknewworldmedia.com, and I'm the publisher. Me and my daughter run it, but it's the black newspaper, digital newspaper for Northern California.
That's brilliant. So what kinds of content do you project through your newspaper?
Well, we promote small businesses, we promote local artists, and we promote black people having a black consciousness and understanding that America or Western governments or imperialism or capitalism, that doesn't work for us. We understand that black people have to come up with a communal solution that works with all of us, and we can't act like the white man to solve problems that the white man's government calls for us. So out of the camp with the Tony camp, also Digital Underground camp, I'm the revolutionary, kind of like Pac was, but they assassinated Pac. I said assassinated, so I'm the next one up. And I make sure that, that the ghetto is informed and make sure that we put it in a way that ghetto peoples can learn from it. We don't got to speak the Queen's English because we're not trying to impress nobody. We're just trying to teach our own folks so that we know what's in our interest and what's not in our interest.
JR, I love you. I love you. Now, when we came to stand here, he said, "This is one of my heroes. I'm happy I'm standing here." Who is this, and what does he mean to you?
Come on, that's the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the teacher of Malcolm X. Not the direct teacher, but Malcolm X's family was in the UNIA. And he was one of the people that first gave the so-called African American, because if we was American, we wouldn't have to fight for rights. But just for the sake of the name, he gave the African American African consciousness. And he let us know that it's governments over here and black people over here and black lands and black kings and black queens over here when we've been reduced to being a nigga or a Negro. And he helped us regain our African mind. He schooled great people like Malcolm X, who schooled great people like Huey P. Newton, who schooled great people like Tupac. And it got to us, and we appreciate people like him. If I was a religious person, I would call him a prophet. He's a prophet for the Black Revolution worldwide, just like Kwame Nkrumah is a prophet for the Black Revolution worldwide. We learned a lot. And I'm only out here because we had to come pay tribute to Kwame Nkrumah bringing the so-called African American into the fold of the Pan-African struggle, because Malcolm X was a personal friend. Kwame Nkrumah was leagues above Malcolm X in terms of he was running a country. It wasn't theory. He wasn't running an organization. He was running a country. But Kwame Nkrumah humbled himself, and Malcolm X humbled himself to learn from the great Kwame Nkrumah. And we learned about how black people run nations. So salute to Kwame Nkrumah, salute to Ghana. We didn't come just for no slave castles. We don't come just for the loss. We know that Ghana is one of our biggest wins, even though they try to celebrate slave dungeons because they want black people to celebrate the loss. We don't rock with that. We celebrate Pan-Africanism and how Kwame Nkrumah put it into action and showed us how black people need to care for each other no matter the European borders.
I see you're very passionate about this. Now, we've spoken about Marcus Garvey. You mentioned Malcolm X. Of course, there's Du Bois as well. We've got a whole Du Bois Center. He lived here. No, you didn't. But it's amazing how these forefathers, they walked the walk. They came to the continent long before anybody even thought it was possible. How does it feel that you today, JR, you're here standing on the continent and you have so much to give and so much to bring to your brothers and sisters here?
It's like, only thing I can compare it to is like a Muslim coming to Mecca. But it's bigger than that, because it's not just a spiritual thing. This is where we were stripped from.
It's a pilgrimage.
So for us, but it's even beyond a pilgrimage, it's spiritual. The white man never thought that the black spirits that he was ripping from here would make it back. And we back. And we back to connect with our brothers and sisters that didn't get ripped from here, so that we can build that indomitable force to fight white power with black power, and we can preserve the future of the black world.
I love your energy. So when are you moving to Ghana?
I already own some land in Ghana. I own some land. It's not nothing on it yet. I'm working it out. But from now on, I'm not staying in the United States 12 months a year. I got to spend some time in Ghana, also other places, but I got to spend some time in Ghana. I got to soak up, like Oakland, Ghana to me, Accra is like Oakland, California, in the sense that it's one of the black power centrals of the world. It's where Kwame Nkrumah showed us how to care about the African world. And we take pride in just Huey Newton and the Black Panther Party. And that was international. And they had a few, Tanzania, Algeria had a few spots. But Kwame Nkrumah was in line with people like Patrice Lumumba, Sephora Michelle, people like Thomas Sankara learned from Kwame Nkrumah. Ben Bella was a contemporary Kwame Nkrumah. And he was trying to create the African Union and integrate Africa into being one country so that we're not limited by European borders. That's still a goal. I know that Gaddafi tried to do it, and we're not gonna forget that these people that was either overthrown by corrupt peoples or they was assassinated by imperialism, we're not gonna forget what they gave, and we always gonna remember it. Even though I'm here with a cultural group, we make sure that even in the culture we remember that. But I'm very political, and I organize politically also. and do journalism. So we remember all the way through, and we salute those that came before us, and we hope to be able to further their cause.
So my final question to you, you're a road manager for a Grammy nominated, in fact, they've won a Grammy together with Alicia Keys, right? For Tony. Now, when you start coming to Ghana more frequently, road management is a whole profession on its own. What kinds of nuggets of wisdom, kinds of skill sets would you like to teach, colleague road managers here? What are some of the lessons that you think you could teach them and help them learn?
Well, I don't know if I got as much to teach. What I would talk to them about is just we integrate. Even though I'm the road manager, I just don't go up on stage. But other than that, we all brothers. It ain't no big eyes and little U's. We all brothers and sisters when it comes to being close. Now, when they call a name, I don't go on stage, but I watch my brothers' backs. And I make sure that they fed. They make sure that everything is going right. So I'm the fixer. You know what I mean? So what I would just say is, it's not Hollywood with us. It's not Hollywood at all. We keep it very family, very community. I mean, if one of the brothers is hungry, if I'm hungry, if I'm sick, they gonna road manage me. You know what I'm saying? It's just my job is to help road manage them, help look behind their eyes, because they are the famous ones. They are the ones that people are looking at. They are the ones that are pushing the message. And my job is not to always be in the spotlight. Sometimes, even if you are in the spotlight, you have to learn how to be not in the spotlight and humble yourself to when it's somebody else's turn, and give them their turn and play the backfield. Like if it was football, you might not be getting the ball, but you got to block. And that's what I do. I block and I tackle for my brothers when I'm being a road manager. And I keep them informed on stuff that they may not be informed on. And, because I am a political mind and I'm a political animal. And I make sure that they don't cross the line on no BS, and let them know this is what black people's struggle is about. And they trust me to do that.
Wonderful. JR, the Information Minister. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you for having me. BlackNewWorldMedia.com. Check me out.
We definitely will. Thank you. So that's JR, the Information Minister. JR, the Information Minister. And BlackNewWorldMedia.com. Yeah. BlackNewWorldMedia.com. Go there, see what it's all about. Get a feel of that black consciousness that JR is talking about. Diplomatic License on City TV. We're almost wrapping this up here at the unveiling of the legendary Dave Chappelle's presence in Ghana. What a fascinating evening it's been here on Diplomatic License this evening. We've been celebrating the legend Dave Chappelle, who has moved to Ghana, and through Akwaaba 360, a wonderful organization that's sort of doing their best to make sure that diaspora members who come to Ghana and to the continent assimilate into the society. They've done a wonderful event, as you've seen. Now, you've also heard from members of the diaspora community, the things they're doing. Some of them come and go. Others have moved here, have been here for years. But the bottom line is that we're all one people and we're trying to make it together. We also saw some artwork, brilliant artwork by Kuma the artist, who we've met on this show before when we went to the Pacific Alliance with the Colombian ambassador to Ghana, who's also, of course, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps of Ghana, where she showcased some Ghanaian artists in an art exhibition. All in all, it's been a wonderful time. I've enjoyed myself, different experience, and I hope you've learned something new. Stay tuned to City TV, but this has been Diplomatic License on City TV, and my name is Apioko.